Good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay, getting in a little late from work, but good evening. Um, Picking back up with something I heard this morning and spoke on. I was speaking on this morning on a conversation that I heard. And just to recap that a little bit, I was listening and a husband was describing, he started out saying, I accidentally cheated on my wife. I came across something and I accidentally cheated. And out of that time, which means it wasn't a one time thing either, uh, during the time of us seeing each other, a child came out of that situation. Okay. And now that the child is here, my wife will not accept the child. Huh. First of all, he was trying to talk about this situation like it's the wife fault for not accepting this child, and like the wife created the situation. And his words to her during this time was, it's gonna be my way or no way. Arrogance or foolishness, however you want to take it, that was the wrong take on that. Because he was saying he and his wife have children. She agreed, but then it's this child that came from the betrayal, a child that came between making her look and feel insignificant, small, uh, and of course, betrayed, unimportant. You have all these hurts that go along with just the act of dealing treacherously with her or being untrue, unfaithful with your wife. But then you tell her it's not going to be any other way because the wife said, if we can get total custody of the child, I may can accept it. I may can do this. But I want no part of this woman in our life and in our marriage. He said that's not going to happen. He flat out told her that's not going to happen. Okay. And it went on to say she should be over this. That was another problem. She should be over this. Um, Child is three, 2 or 3. Either way it goes, the child is young. I wouldn't care if the child is 7. If you haven't showed her any different behavior, or if you haven't reached a level of regaining her trust, that's still going to be an area that's sore for her. You're triggering her over and over again and wonder why she can't heal. If you break a bone, let's say you break your foot or your ankle, and you keep re-injuring it every chance you get, you walk out, you kick a wall, you go out, something fall on you, just keep re-injuring and being like, oops, I'm sorry, oops, I'm sorry. It's not healing. You're not giving it a chance to heal. But this is the same scenario that he's taken on with his wife. Heal and get over it already. You can't break her as if you had a broken bone. You cast it up, you tend to it, you to make sure it heal, but you're not taking the same time, understanding and patience, or being compassionate with her to show her a difference for her to want to regain and stay. And she said one thing out of it, she said, I'm tired. She's checking out, or just about checked all the way out. When she had, I'm tired. Means she can't trust when he leaves the house. She can't trust him in the house. She probably don't trust hearing him on the phone. And he's just wondering, like, why are you not over this already? Instead of putting himself in her shoes or saying, what if she had been the one betrayed me? What if Even if I could just imagine if this was reversed and this was my wife who had went out and gotten pregnant by someone that came back in, would I want her and that child here? Would I be able to trust her when she get up and go somewhere? He's not living with her with understanding. First of all, you can't put a time on how fast someone should heal just because you said, I'm sorry. It was an accident. I didn't mean for this to happen. I never meant for any of this to happen. Okay, what is the any of this? Did you not mean for me to find out? Did you not mean for me to be upset? And this is what you got to wonder what you're saying to the other person. So, therefore, going back to the very first thing he said, I accidentally, you must make a conscious decision to meet this person. You must make a conscious decision, names, phone numbers, to drive to them or have them drive to you. Hopefully, he didn't do that in a marital home. And that takes effort. You made a conscious decision and then you put action behind it. So that's no accident. Let's take the accident cheat off the table. There's no way. Then you got to get to the act of taking off your clothes, actually meeting with this person. So it's no way you can say I accidentally cheated. There's no accidents. You made a conscious decision. You made a physical decision to cheat. No accident. You decided. You just, hey, I had no self discipline. I was selfish. I didn't care. At the moment, I was just thinking about me. I didn't take you into consideration and how it may affect you. Selfish. No discipline. That's a flawed characteristic of an individual. So that was that taken care of. But now you say, I'm sorry. I apologize. And you wonder why the person is not healed. You make a decision to say, I accept your apology. Or, okay, I'll work at it. Or, okay, let's see where we go from here. That there is a decision to be made, but to heal and start the process of healing, I'm sorry, is just like knocking at a door. It's not fixing anything. You punch a hole in the wall, you tell the wall, I'm sorry. It's not going to fix the wall. And even during the process of fixing, it's got to dry. You sand it down, fix it up, smooth it over. It's got to dry. If somebody come along before it's dry and put their print in or push on, it's right back there. And even if you do all that and it's smooth, you can still see outlines of where it was in some cases. You may have someone who think they're well enough where it'll just blend into the wall until something hit it. So you got to be careful when you're dealing with humans, because if we understand our objects can break and we must repair it, there's a process to repairing that. There's definitely a process to repairing a broken spirit, a broken mind, a broken love affection of a person. That heart, that mind, you destroyed it when you did that because you broke something besides trust within that person for you. You broke who they thought you were, what they thought they meant to you. You showed them that you do not have the discipline and the commitment that they thought you had or hoped that you had. So that's there. So telling someone you ought to be over it already doesn't work. You got to show this person with consistency. Show this person with your actions that you have changed. I don't care if you have to say I'm sorry, I apologize, or forgive me 1,000 times. Until you start showing this person that you have repented from that, turn from that way, and don't do the things that led you to that place. Take action to not go to where you were when you was with this person. Make sure you're not entertaining playing with fire with gasoline. It could always get out of hand. Um, spending more time with your spouse, taking them when you go somewhere, y'all go together. You work on your marriage to make sure that you amend it. The things you did to chase after this person, to pursue. I know guys don't like to hear that word chase. What you did to pursue her, what you did to get her to fall in love with you. And in the case where it is the woman that was the one who cheated, then yes, this will also be for you as well, because you broke trust and you will have to. Now, I'm not saying to anyone stay and be abused. If this person now see you in such a disgusting manner or lack of respect, and they're now putting their hands on you or threatening your life, count your loss and go. It's not worth it. Raise the kids that you all have by co-parenting. If you can't co-parent and can't get help, go and take it to court, set it up in dockets, whatever, and do your best with that. But do not stay where your life is in danger. But however, going back to this person, they must see you doing the right thing. They must be able to, now it's easy to know where the person is. You can turn on your 360. Oh, you can leave your phone anywhere, da 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 da. Yeah, that's true, but do you wanna go through that much effort to deceive them again? Or do you want to heal the process and mend your marriage? So, a lot of this is gonna depend on what you want out of your marriage, how you want your spouse to see you and view you. Um, if you're gonna keep on doing the same old, and just a different woman, the same situation, then leave her alone. Allow her to have life without you, where she can at least enjoy being herself, not stressing herself out, gaining weight, losing weight, hair falling out, loss of sleep, loss of self. Do not hinder this person from having a good life, from living because of your own selfish behaviors. Let that person go and find themselves, or if it's someone else they want, find them. Don't hinder someone to the point where they no longer trust humans at all, or that you are study making them sick, because this is how sickness and disease get in. You're stressing them, you're worrying them, you're tearing them down, you're tearing them apart. Do something right and let them go. But do not force a person to say, I apologize 6 months ago. Why are you not healed? Because this person got questions and you need to answer the question. This person need to watch you doing the right thing. And you must be consistent in doing that, making the phone calls, making the text throughout the day, touching base with them to let them know, hey, I'm where I told you I was going to be. Hey, I'm doing what I told you I was going to do. Being thoughtful, doing the little things that mount up to a lot with the individual. These are the things that take place, because when you break a person, regardless they male or female, that crushes something within them. That knocks out any form of trust. You can't buy trust. You can't say I'm sorry enough to make a person trust you. Trust does not broken trust, forgiveness, saying I'm sorry, the actual act of apologizing, it does not rebuild trust. It don't. An apology does not rebuild trust. Forgiveness, you forgiving them, does not rebuild trust. It's going to take action, effort, works to build that up so that they can actually see and relate. Just like you had the destruction, the tearing apart, you got to build up. You got to build it up. You got to set that foundation all over again. Okay, these are the things you cannot expect doing. Walking in and they may have been happy one minute and see or hear or think of something that take them right back there. Or you may be dismissive unintentionally about a question or something they talking to you, and you dismiss them and trigger them all over again. Yes, this person do need to rely on their faith, but they can rely on their faith and be without you too. So you need to do your part to show them that you have changed, and be considerate and not be arrogant or cocky or think you look so good that they need to forgive you just because you want to give them another chance. You want to give them another chance, but you cheated. Come on, snap out of the daydream and get with the real world. She learned to live without you. She's definitely not coming back. And the more you take her for granted, dismiss her feelings, dismiss the acts that you should be doing to rebuild her up, the more chances you have of losing them for good. But to force this woman to watch a child, babysit a child, take care of a child that you conceived in the acts of cheating on her is not necessarily safe for that child. All people don't just love children. All women do not just love children because they're children. Well, that's her. She's evil. No, she's not evil. She's hurting. And you shouldn't put her in a predicament where she's got to um, watch the child that came from what broke her. That's like someone being attacked or bitten by a dog or bear, lion, or whatever. Now you got to take care of it afterwards. No, the child is not the offender, but the child is, it's that trophy behind what you did. That child is the evidence of what you did behind it. That child is the offspring from what you did. That's your production of what happened in their face. Where's your compassion? Give them time. Don't set a deadline. You can't. You broke it. You go in there and break a glass, and I don't care how much super glue and tweezers you sit there and try to put that glass back together again. It's going to have cracks. It's going to be imperfect. Take your time. Do the best you can with it. Okay. I'm going to end here because I could go on and on with this process of healing, forgiveness and healing. Because this person has went through there, especially if you have the evidence to show of the rub in their face. And that child is going to be in your life the rest of your life. Do you really think that this woman has to? Are there people who can do it? Sure they are. Sure. Absolutely. But you can't force them. You cannot force someone to love another's child. You cannot force them to be like, oh, it was only a one-time thing. It won't ever happen again. I believe it. You got to rebuild. You had a fire come through the house. You got to rebuild. I am Carolyn Lewis. This is FBMD, Faith by My Deeds. Take care of yourself and reach out and ask questions if need be. Leave a comment in the comment section. Leave stars where you can. And the number to reach me is 256-398-1184. Let's put this right here. 256-398-1184. Put that there. Or email me at faithbymydeeds@yahoo.com. All right, you all take care now. Bye-bye. Oh, it didn't take it. Let's see. Up there. Faith by my. Oh, brand. What happened? Did it stop? It did not. It just didn't finish typing. Okay. There we go. Bye-bye.